Happy Saturday, Evensong family. I am so grateful that we are together here tonight. So thanks for being here. Happy Memorial Day weekend. I hope that you have a safe and fun weekend wherever you are and whatever you're doing. If you are here for the first time, you've come to the right place. It is a beautiful community that is so much better because you're here. Head over to the chat and say hello and let us know who you are and where you're joining us from. If Evensong is your community and you're here every week, welcome back. Come say hi to us. I have some things that I need to share with you. The first thing is that we have committed to serving meals in several places. So one of those is Denver Rescue Mission, one of those is a Safe Outdoor Space, and we would love so much for you to help provide those. And starting in June, Urban Peak is back. If you don't know who Urban Peak is our local youth shelter, and they are doing really beautiful work and care for adolescents that are in the midst of being unsheltered. And so we serve a meal there twice a month, and so that is an option for you. It's back in June, which is such an exciting thing. So you should go check that out. And each week at Evensong we ask a question, and the question today is, where is the biggest change in your life? Where is the biggest change in your life? We are talking a lot about change right now as we kind of figure out what to do when as the world gets a little right side up. And my sweet little Noah finished preschool today, so I no longer have preschool in my life, which is so weird. I've been in it to when it was preschool for like 10 years, for a really long time. And Peyton finished elementary school, so she's on for middle school, and so there's lots of changes on the horizon. I'm so thankful for Sweet Blake that is just keeping on with elementary school. So I'd love to hear where the biggest changes in your life. And I want to remind you that on June 19th, Evensong is back in person at 5 o'clock at the outdoor worship space, and you'll just have to come and be masked, and it's going to be such a celebration to be back together again that night. If you are not ready to be back in person, that's okay. There is a live stream option for you, so you will be able to watch from home, or if you're traveling, whatever you're doing, you'll still be able to tune in. But we hope that you will be present on June 19th at 5 o'clock. Evensong family, we have beautiful music for you tonight, and I am going to be sharing with you for a little bit longer, and I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. So happy Saturday.
You heard the cry of our hearts, and you came down. Freely you gave us your love, showing us how. Make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is darkness, let me shine light. And may your love cause us to open up, cause us to open up our hearts. And may your light cause us to shine so bright that we bring hope into the
Happy Saturday, family. Tonight we are going to talk about the people who show up in our lives and we don't even realize it. We're going to talk about how we show up in other people's lives, and I think that it's an important thing for us to intentionally think about, like, who are the people that are always showing up, and to hold that thought bubble in our heads as we kind of go through life, right? Like, how do we make sure that when we show up to spaces, we're saying hi to everybody and we're kind to everybody? And I sent in the email last week the story of Charles Plum, and I'm going to share a little bit of it tonight. And then I'm going to tell you another story. So Charles Plum was a pilot in Vietnam, and he flew 75 combat missions before being shot down, and he parachuted to safety. But then he spent 6 years in prison before he was eventually released. And Charles was the best of the best. He would walk into spaces and everyone paid attention. Everyone knew who he was. Years later, he and his wife were in a restaurant, and this man walked up to him and said, "Hey, you're Charles Plum. You're Charles Plum. You flew combat missions off the Kitty Hawk in Vietnam." And Charles kind of looked at him and said, "How do you know that?" And he said, "I packed your chute every single day. I checked it and packed it." And Charles just sat there and thought, gosh, I probably walked by this man every single day, and I never said hi, or I never checked in, and he saved my life. Like, I'm here because of him. But I didn't pay attention because he was just a sailor and I was a pilot. And what I love about that story is, one, the acknowledgement that sometimes we don't pay attention. And we can fix it, right? Like, we can change and we can mold and we can grow and we can pay better attention to the people around us. But I also love it because that sailor was so proud. He knew that his job as a sailor and as a parachute packer, there's a term for it, I don't know it, but as a parachute packer was so important that he did it every single day. And then was thrilled years later when he knew that it worked, right? And so as we think about the people in our lives that show up for us and maybe we don't realize it, or do things for us and we don't realize it, or answer questions for us, or deflect whatever it is, conflict for us, or show up for us when there's conflict and cheer for us, sometimes we miss that those people are doing that. And sometimes it's the person that just drops off dinner on the doorstep to say, "Hey, I just wanted to make your life easier tonight." Sometimes it's a text that just says, "Hey, I'm thinking about you," right? Or sometimes it's the person that's bagging our groceries that just checks in and says, "Hey," and packs our groceries just right. It's little things like that help us get through the day and maybe make our lives a little bit easier and better. And so, well, that's not packing parachutes, right? Maybe it's an emotional parachute that we get to help pack for other people. Maybe we get to show up and share God's love with other people by packing people's parachutes with kindness and joy and celebration and so many other really beautiful things. And so I want to think about that, right? How do we get to pack other people's parachutes with love? I have this key. It's called a giving key. It's an incredible organization that's in California. And so you get a key with a word that you need at the time. Peyton picked this one out for me because she wanted me to remember that I'm always loved. I have another one that says mommy. I guess she didn't want me to forget that I was a mom. But what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take your key, and when you feel like you're done with it, or somebody needs it more than you pass it on to somebody. So you pass this on. I had a really beautiful experience getting to witness somebody passing on a key of hope not that long ago. And she said, "I got this key when my life was an upheaval. There was so much change. I had lost my family. I was struggling with so many things. My mental health wasn't great. And someone looked at me as I was waiting for help and handed me this hope key. And I didn't know then but it was something I needed from a stranger. And I didn't know that I needed it or how important it was to me until I passed on my hope key, until I looked around and started paying attention to people on my streets, that I found a woman who was in a similar situation as me when I got mine, and I was able to pass it on to her. And she said, I was ready to give up. I was ready to just call it. Like this, everything is too hard. Nobody cares about me. And then you showed up with this key. And it might not seem like much, but this necklace gave me hope and reminded me that people are good and they're out there. And so as we talk about packing parachutes, as we talk about the ways that God loves us and that we get to love other people, I hope that you can figure out either what would belong on your key, for what word you need right now, or what word you could pass on. But then also, what are the ways that you can help that are really small pack other people's chutes? Or who are the people in your thought bubble that make your life easier every single day? Friends, I sent the email this week letting you know that it's time for me to move on from St. Andrew. And it has been an incredible privilege and an honor to get to do this with you. There is never a day, there is never a moment where I don't think about this community and all of the things that we have done together. There's never a moment when I don't think about all the ways that you helped pack my chute over and over and over again. And maybe in ways that you don't even understand. And I hope that you know that it has been an incredible gift to also watch you pack each other's chutes, to watch you call and say, hey, I didn't see you on the chat during a COVID year, or say, hey, I haven't seen this person in a while, I'm gonna check in. To watch you show up and make sandwiches together and gather around the dessert table. You showed up over and over and over again when we had the opportunity to grow, right? We had, after Justin first got hired, we had moved into the chapel thinking it'd be this really beautiful space for us, and it was. And we so quickly outgrew it because you guys are invitational and you are kind and you are loving and you are constantly showing up for each other and for yourselves. My dog has a lot to say today. I hope you know that gets to continue. You have planted the seeds of beautiful, beautiful things, and I am so excited to see all of the things that Evensong gets to do next. You are going to be led by the most incredible team at St. Andrew, and they're going to continue to watch you pack each other's parachutes. You have this incredible opportunity to live into the season as you return to in-person worship, or you stay hybrid, or you stay totally remote, to still show up for each other every single day. Sweet friends, do not ever doubt the impact that you have on communities and on people. Do not ever doubt that. Do not ever doubt how much you are loved by God and by each other. Do not doubt how small things are helping people get through the day. I get one more week to share with you. I get one more week to talk about how much God loves you. I get one more week to send an email to your inbox, and then you are going to fly. You have built this community. It is built around you. It is built around love, and it is built in this foundation of God that is so beautiful and so connective that I don't even have the right words to say it. But I want you to hear that you are incredibly loved. You are so important, and you matter so much. And that is constant. That is good, that is beautiful, and there is hope and beauty and love in that. Show up for each other, sweet friends. Keep showing up. Keep packing people's chutes. Keep finding the people that are packing yours. You are special, and change is beautiful. And I am just so excited for each and every one of you, and I hope you know how deeply loved you are. Happy Saturday, friends.
Lord, make me an instrument of peace, an instrument of peace. Lord, make me an instrument of peace, an instrument of peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is darkness, let me sow light. For in the giving we shall receive, and in the dying we're given life. Lord, make me an instrument of peace, an instrument of peace. Lord, make me an instrument of peace, an instrument of peace. Where there is sorrow, let me sow hope. Where there is doubt, let me sow faith. Where there is injury, your pardon give, your consolation to those in pain. Lord,